Hey, welcome back to another tutorial. It is your hostess, Sarah Michaels here. This is going to be a Style It Yourself website design tutorial where I'm going to show you how to create your very own links page that you can list on your social media profile and specifically inside of your YouTube captions or in your Instagram profile so that you can capture all of the traffic, increase the number of visitors to your website, and increase your conversions and your sales, which is exactly what we want, right? Okay, so the platform that I'm using here obviously is Wix. So what I want you to do, and even if, by the way, if somehow you're watching this video and you're not inside of my Style It Yourself course, be sure to click the link down below and hop inside of here. This training is specifically designed to go with the Style It Yourself course so that you can create a website that is establishing your brand, but also generating leads and revenue so that you can build a 6 and 7 figure online business and beyond that doesn't leave you strapped to your phone or laptop. Okay, so just to recap, make sure that you open up your Wix website editor and click on the site that you want to add your links page to. This will be your main site, keep in mind. So if you have more than one site, be sure that you are adding this page to the website where you will be driving the majority of your traffic. Okay, so I am editing my saramichaels.com website, which is my personal brand that kind of is the umbrella brand for my mindset and lifestyle co-creating queens brand, as well as my branding agency, which is the Loft 30A. So my personal brand and envelops both of those. So I'm going to be adding this links page onto my personal website. Okay, so the very first thing you'll want to do is go up to menus and pages and click on the button at the very bottom that says add page. Once you have added a page, you can drag this link up to the top or as underneath of the home tab as a sub page. So keep in mind, remember, a sub page is a page that will appear underneath of a main page. Now, since this page is going to be hidden from the menu, it really doesn't matter if you have it as a standalone page or as a sub page. But just to kind of keep things organized in my own brain and as I'm designing these sites that can get kind of complicated the more pages you add, for my personal organization, I find that it just helps to add this links page as a hidden page underneath of the home page. Now, the next thing you'll want to do is click on the 3 dots on the right side of this page and click on, well, on your end, it's going to say hide. Now, the reason that we're hiding this page is because this is one of those pages that is not going to be shown on your main menu, and you're simply going to share the direct link to this page with members of your audience. So you can go ahead and hide it. Now, the next thing I want you to do is click on the gear. When you click on the 3 dots in the menu, I want you to click on the gear that says settings, and then click on the tab that says layouts. And what you'll do is you're going to switch this to no header and footer. Okay, so no header and footer. The reason we're doing that is because if you add the traditional footer or header into this page, it's going to dilute the experience that the visitors have on this page, and it will make them less likely to take action on one of the buttons. Now, the purpose of a links page is to replace those third-party apps such as Link Hub or Linktree, okay, and to keep the traffic on your own website. So you want to mimic the look of one of those third-party apps, and I'll show you what Linktree looks like. So Linktree is one of the really popular ones on Instagram, and I will tell you that since I created my own links page on my own website, my conversions have gotten higher. I've had much more success with people opting into my lead magnet and my freebies, which we will talk about. And it's just been better overall. So your Linktree can be a good option if you don't yet have a website. But once you do have a website, it's really important to put this links page on your own site. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like on Linktree and what we're looking to copy. Now, I've gone ahead and I found a couple other designers and web pages just so that if you want to see, in addition to my own page, if you want to see an example of what some other people are doing, this I always recommend, by the way, to just check out what other designers are doing online, to get inspired by their designs, not to copy it like exactly, right? But just to get some inspiration from them. Okay, so you can see here, this is Vanessa. This is her links page. Okay, so when you go to her page from Instagram, this is what it takes you to. This is another branding agency. So she has this, and it links to About Me, free branding masterclass, brand consultation. Okay, so as you can see here, she has a lot of her lead magnets and her carrots. Okay, if you don't know what the carrots are, go back and do the carrots training. So she's put her carrots right here, and the carrots are the grabbers. These are what is going, someone like if these are your hooks, okay, so let's pretend you're fishing, right? These are the things that people are going to be attracted to initially if they're coming across you for the very, very first time. So make sure that you know what your carrots are, what your hooks are, because these are your freebies and your opt-ins. Now, while you're building a website design business, if you don't yet have a lot of these different options, I just want you to start with what you do have. Okay, so mine looks a little bit different because I also have courses and programs. But if I were just doing one for website design, I would put up there free complimentary website design consultation. I would put a link for, these are the links, okay? So make sure that you're writing this down or reading it. The other link I would put is download my price and service guide. Okay, because the goal here is to get people immersed in your upgrade process, to get the introduction. And the initial goal here is to be raising awareness and education and talking about teaching them, like it's your first introduction, is this is who I am, what I do, and how I can help you. Okay, so who I am, what I do, how can I help you? Those are the things that you want people to learn from this initial like interaction or introduction to you and your services. Okay, so inside of the links page, you could say like free complimentary consultation, download my price and service guide. And then on that page, you could see, you could add like request a virtual showing of a pre-styled site. Now, if you'll notice, all three of those options end in them making a connection with you, booking a consultation, getting your foot in the door, okay? Because just like the soap guys down in New Orleans, we're talking about this. If they can get you in the door, if you can get your potential client in the door and you can show them what you can do, you are that much closer to starting the relationship and closing the sale and being able to get some income in your pocket, especially if you're following the 30-day path to profits inside of the Become a Website Designer course, right? So regardless of what your services are, what your offers are, if you have any freebies or lead magnets, that is where you're going to put those. If maybe you have a free group where they can find out more information and that is where you're immersing them into the education of who you are and what you do, that's also another thing you could put there. One of the things that I could do is I could put them into, I could say like free info group, become a website designer. Okay, so free group, I'll say free group. how to, okay, no, that's way too long. So what I would either have to do is I'd either have to expand all of these to match that, because it's always got to match, right? So I could go like this. And that's perfectly fine. Like I can expand these out. These can be a little bit longer, but we just want to make sure that all the time, all of these buttons are uniform and we stay consistent, because that's part of designing appealing looking sites. If I were to just leave that one button hanging out and looking like way, way, way too far out, that would be a little ridiculous. Another thing that you can do though is I'll show you this. I could leave these a little bit smaller on the bottom so that they stand out. That's also another option. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag, okay, because when I click and drag and grab all of them at once, then I can just simply scoot them across and make sure that they're lined up in the center, which they are. Okay, all right. So then once you have all of these done, I'm going to go through and add the links to each of them. So for example, I would put the web address here like this. All right, so what you'll do is you'll go in and add the link to each one of those things, okay? So if you have the link to a VIP community, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here. Actually, I'll go like this. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, I have found that people are much more likely to just click like join on a VIP community. So what I'll do is I will put the link directly to my VIP community. This is what I've been testing out. And people will join that. And then once they join, that kind of opens the door for me to talk to them about my VIP community and say, hey, this is my VIP community. It is a member-based community, but if you want to try it out before you pay for it, here's the link and here's a secret coupon code. And the coupon code that I give them isn't available anywhere else. So it just kind of like is an incentive for them to be able to utilize that and test it out. And it's been really effective so far. So my point here is just experiment with what works and what doesn't work, what's, converting, what's where your leads are coming from and all of that. Now, as far as the website design and branding goes, I'm going to go ahead and link this to my main page where they can learn about my website and my branding. It's a like info thing. And then if they want to hire me, there's links on the bottom of that page that say like pre-styled site, custom site, apply here, or like go to the Style It Yourself course. Okay, so this website design page is going to link to a main info page. Now, this is all part of designing sites that are strategic, that have a funnel, and that have a flow, because this is where you're able to build a 6 and 7 and 8 figure and beyond online business, okay, that leverages your time. So that way I'm not having to interact one-on-one with like every single one of these people that clicks this link. And I'm focusing on those links here that are going to have the highest opportunity. Okay, so there's that. So I could even have a thing that says like, I'm building my business online, or I want to go to the next level online, or, whatever it is. Your lead magnets and your opt-in offers are those links that you're going to want to list right here. Okay, so example for this one, I would put, okay. And then I could have them apply to work with me one-on-one, become an SM Insider, SM Subscriber Insider. All right. And then make sure if you want to add a social links bar in the bottom, that's a pretty popular thing to do. You can go ahead and go down to the tab that says social, and then you can pick the design that you like the best. Okay, you could also add in You could also add in like a Facebook page thing here, but I found that just sticking with the links is pretty good. So whether you want to add a colored link bar in or a black and white one, that is available. And then in order to edit that, you would simply just go to Set Social Links. Okay, I'm going to make sure that mine are all linked up here. So I've got that. I've got my YouTube. I've got my Pinterest. I've got my Instagram in here. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead like this. Ooh, I want to save. So I'm going to go ahead and click done. Join my, all right. And for this, I'm going to say, okay. Join, oh, I don't want to say the because it sounds like way too ownershipy. So I'm going to say join, no. Okay, I'll say join the Co-Creative Queens VIP community, website design and branding, Spark 14-day accelerator, Ignite accelerator free group, apply to work with me one-on-one, and then become an SM insider. Okay, so now what I can do, if I want to add an image behind, what I can do is go to strip. Okay. And I can put in a little image here. So if I wanted, I could do that. I could go like this. And then I could, ooh, drag it down a tad. I don't, ooh, that's not good. Let's undo the changes there. So again, if you ever mess up, just click that little back arrow there and you will be able to go backwards. That happens. It happens. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to attach all of these elements and group them together. Okay, so if I click group elements, it means if I grab one thing, it's going to move that entire section, which makes it really nice when you're doing things and trying to like keep everything all moving. Okay. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to stretch this out here. Okay, so I'm going to stretch this out. Okay, perfect. Now what I can do, now watch this. Now what I can do is grab this entire element, because remember, we grouped it together. I can attach it to the strip, which looks really perfect. Okay, and then what I can do is I can actually change the strip background, and I know exactly the image I'm looking for, and I want to make sure that it aligns with my brand and my image, which is my entire brand is kind of just like minimal, and that's kind of how I roll. So I'm going to go like this. All right. And so I'm going to do the opposite of what I normally do here. Now, normally I have the color behind the image set to black or kind of like dark, and I will put my text in like a whitish color. But as you'll notice, the buttons that I've chosen are black and the text is white. So to give it that design contrast to make the buttons stand out, which is the goal, I've overlaid this as a white color. And then when I adjust the image opacity and I kind of put it down, I like to put the image opacity and set it at, it's just enough to where the text is like kind of popping a little bit. And then that's where I'll leave it. And this looks pretty good. Like it kind of looks like me. Like you can see a phone case that looks like something I would own, sunglasses, a bikini, money, a planner. Like this is all my vibe here. And this is just part of designing a site and pulling in some of those design elements that are going to convey your unique brand personality, because this is part of like attraction marketing. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to make sure this image, if I click on the settings, I'm going to put it as a parallax effect, which means when I scroll, it kind of just does a cool little thing sometimes like that. You see what I'm saying? It kind of like, it keeps the image in one spot, and then this kind of stuff like rolls with it, which is pretty cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and say back to editor. Okay. So the very final thing that we want to do when we're creating a custom links page is I want to make sure that I have edited the SEO settings. So I'm going to call this Sara Michaels links. And I want to go down here, and this is underneath of, so if I click on the three dots and I click on SEO Google, it'll bring me up to the SEO Google page here. Now I want to put my page description in there. So I'm going to say Sara Michaels Business Mentor, build your 6 or 7 figure plus online business with the strategy, systems, tech, and branding. Links page. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and rename this URL, and I'm going to call it links. Now, the reason I'm calling it links, and I want to make sure that this is updated, is because when I put this inside of my Instagram profile, I want to make sure it goes to the right page, and I want to make sure that this page is something that's easy to remember. So like one word page descriptors, okay, so whatever comes behind that dash, right? So like, for example, saramichaels.com / I like to keep this section one word and really easy so that when I'm giving this information out to people, it's easy for my own brain to remember. So like, for example, if I want to give someone the opportunity to become an affiliate of saramichaels.com, okay, meaning they can become an affiliate for my courses or whatever, I would give them the link to saramichaels.com / affiliates. Okay, you see how easy that is? So make sure that you're keeping that really simple. So we're going to say links. Okay, and I'm going to go right over to the social share and make sure it looks good. So all of my best links in one spot. Freebies, courses, work with me. All right, I'm going to add that in there. Oh, can't contain emojis. What a bummer. All right. All right. Okay. Now if I click that, it should go. Okay. And now if I click publish, this link will be live, which is awesome. Okay. Now, another thing to note is that when you have something special going on, let's say you're launching something, you're doing a live presentation, you want to put the link to your newest blog post, you can also put that information in here as well. Okay, so I would go like this. I would say, register for the live class. Click here. All right. And then I would make this be a different color if this is like a special or something unique that's going on that week. Okay. So, and I like to pick bright, kind of like more bright colors. Add. Okay. So register for the live class. Click here. Okay. All right. Or let's say you have a special going on. So like, let's say, so for example, I'm running a special right now where it's like on my pre-styled site. So apply for a pre-styled site client opening. All right. Now I'm going to have to change the color on this because the color isn't exactly my brand, but that's okay. We can go in there and do that. All right. Ooh, that's kind of like a blah, like a beigey sand blah. Okay, I like this color too. This is a nice color. It's almost like a brassy gold kind of color. So I'm going to just leave that. Okay, so I'm going to say register for the live class, click here, apply for a pre-style site client opening. All right. And then I have my regular links. So if you're doing anything different in your business or you've got a special going on or something, you can always run in and edit those links inside of your links page, which makes that really easy. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead. Now that I have this links page just up and running and done, I can test it out by going to saramichaels.com/links. And I will be able to view all of the links, which is perfect. Okay, because now you can see that I have all of these links here. So register for the live class, apply for a pre-styled site. These are all of the things that someone would be able to do with me for my business, and then as well as my social links on the bottom. So there you have it. That is how you create a custom links page directly on your Wix website. Now, when you use a page going exactly to your own website, instead of using something like Link Hub or Linktree, you're going to maintain that website traffic, which is pretty awesome. Okay. You could also include a link right on there to like visit my main site or learn more about me. Like just experiment with some of these different links, figure out which ones work best for you and your business. And remember that in this link section here, the goal is always to put your highest impact links here. This is where you want your freebies, your offers, your opt-ins, and the opportunity for someone to either book a consultation with you or opt into your list or become a subscriber or whatever. Okay, we always want to be increasing your income and your influence by opening up the door for somebody to work with you, learn more about you and what it is that you do. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope it was helpful and I will see you in the next one.